Hey, what's going on everybody? It is Nick here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about MATIC. As you guys already know, MATIC has been one of the best trades that I pretty much were warning everybody about on Twitter and everything. It was consolidating for a little bit of time before it ran up to $2.80. It's actually been one of the first alts to really do a massive parabolic move. And in terms of that, I mean, it went from a little under 2 cents to pretty much a $2.80 asset in such a short amount of time. Now, of course, we could argue the fact that there's been other assets that kind of did similar moves, similar to, XRP, ADA, etc. But this one has been, a massive mover, even in such a short amount of time since the beginning of January. But it's no surprise. We went over this in one of my past videos in terms of, what MATIC's really doing, what they're changing the game about. Pretty much, competing with Polkadot and Cosmos to really be the first, fully live intraparable network. And I think that they're going to 100% win the race. They've been doing incredible work. I actually just quoted this tweet, actually, and this is pretty much the entire adoption map. This is what already adopted MATIC into their ecosystem, pretty much, or I should say what MATIC adopted into their ecosystem, essentially. But you could see some pretty big names here. I mean, just off the bat, I see, Graph, I see Anchor, Uniswap, Opensea, MetaMask. I mean, there's a ton of, pretty much adoptions already for MATIC, and on MATIC, I should say. But we even see here gaming, Atari, which is massive. I mean, just overall, they've been doing incredible things, and it's been non-stop updates constantly. If you guys do follow them on Twitter, and this is one of those holds that I mentioned. This is going to be an easy hold. It doesn't even matter if we actually see that over here. That's until Ethereum improves. Again, like I said, it doesn't even matter if Ethereum 2.0 comes out and it's good, because honestly, it doesn't matter. With what MATIC's doing, it's completely different than what Ethereum's doing. I told you guys I traded with Ethereum multiple times. I can't stand it. It's terrible. It's very, I should say, under-innovated. It's just terrible to really utilize it, especially once the miners get kind of, overwhelmed. You guys already know, making a $40 purchase and paying $140 plus in fees is just not fun. It's terrible. But nonetheless, even if Ethereum 2.0 solves the fee issue, I still just don't see it being, that great of a thing to really kill MATIC, because MATIC is just moving at such a rapid pace. And honestly, we could see this at a $400 billion market cap, just similar to Ethereum overall. But nonetheless, let's dive into some of these projects, because if we look over here and we come to their website, you see this projects tab. You guys actually could click explore more, and you can see what's being built on Polygon, or MATIC, I should say. So if we see here, this is the DeFi section. So this is pretty much all of the DeFi innovations that they have on MATIC already. These are already adopted on here. There's some pretty big names on here as well. If you guys already noticed, like 1inch. We see, if we come up here actually to the top, we see Avi, QuickSwap, Polymarket, EasyFi, Curve, SushiSwap. I mean, there's some huge names in here, and that's not even where it stops, because if we click NFT and gaming, we see Atari, Opensea, Decentraland, Mana. You guys already know I'm very bullish on Mana as well. I actually haven't done a video on Mana, but I do plan on doing it. But it might even be a little bit too late to really go into it. But I might do an in-depth, video on just the entire project, just so anybody who is holding it really does understand why it's so bullish as well. But I mean, it's just crazy to me how many partnerships MATIC actually does have. And again, that's not even where it stops. You know, it has more with DAO, B2B as well, infrastructure, which is like the wallets and stuff. We see that they're partnering with a ton of wallets, oracles as well. And it's not going to stop there. They already mentioned this multiple times on their Twitter that, you know, there's a lot more coming as well. And I think the adoption is just going to continuously grow and grow and grow. It's honestly just massive because, like I said, even in my last video on MATIC, if you just scroll through their Twitter, I mean, you could see the partnerships. Like, I didn't even have to scroll that much. This is 9 hours ago. Another partnership. I mean, it's just massive, and it doesn't stop there either. Like I said, you could just continuously scroll and find more partnerships, and it's pretty much like 2 a week at least. I mean, at the bare minimum, like you could see it here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 partnerships in the span of 2 days. I mean, it was 2 days ago since this one was posted, which is it's massive, and they're still getting listed on exchanges. I think that they just got listed on Kraken the other day. They got just listed on Switch Cuber. I'm not too familiar with them, but again, it's pretty cool. But nonetheless, I do want to talk to you guys about the market cap for it because we're not even in the top 10, and you know, we weren't really even close to being in the top 10 even at $2.80. I see this 100% flipping into the top 10 in terms of market cap. And we're still very early in terms of MATIC's price because I'm 100% thinking $10 plus at least. At $10, it will be 100 billion. I think it could hit $40. That would be, you know, a $400 billion market cap. I still think that's it's easily achievable overall. And the reason why is just if you really read about MATIC, what it's doing. I already went in depth on it. You guys already know I did. It's an incredible project from start to finish. They've been doing incredible things, and I think if they could really become the first live interoperable network to really outbeat DOT and Cosmos, then there's no competition. I see it being at least $50. And like I said, it's going to rally to, you know, Polkadot pricing, and at that point, it's pretty much game over because it will kill Polygon or Polkadot and also Cosmos in terms of what their use case is for the main use case, I should say. But we already see here, I mean, in 1 year, it's up 8,907%. It actually just jumped up a little bit there. But the reason why I really want to talk about this is if we look over here at the chart, and I went over this in my last video just recently, but if we look at this, you know, if you could have got, you know, bought in at least somewhere around here, you'd be up almost 60 cents to $1 plus. And that is just massive because you're honestly going to be up at least $2 plus because you could pretty much bet that we're going to pass $2.80 at least. And this is just one of those holds, like I mentioned multiple times. It's just so easy to hold because we know where it's going. It has a solid use case. It has solid adoption. It has a solid team overall. And they're doing incredible things. I mean, they pretty much had $1 billion ran through their network in under 24 hours, which is just massive. They're ever growing. The adoption's there. I could honestly see this, like I said, pulling Polkadot numbers. If we go look at Polkadot, right? So I'm going to use Binance because I'm using Binance for that as well. But if we see here, you know, Polkadot went to $50. Now, of course, the argument could be, you know, if we go look here at Polkadot on Live Coin Watch. So currently, right now, it is sitting at about almost $30. It's actually different in terms of exchanges, like we said. But overall, it does have only about 1 billion in total supply. Now, like we said, you know, with MATIC, it's about 10 billion, but I still think that $50 is achievable for sure. And even at, say for so, goes to, I don't know, it goes to $30. Say for so, $30 is a stopping point. It only gets a $300 billion market cap. That is still a massive move up. And of course, the argument could be said that, hey, you know, the market cap is way too high for it, but I still think that that argument is terrible for, you know, these assets for what they're doing. I think realistically, if Ethereum could hit a market cap of $400 billion, or even Binance coin, I should say, reaching a market cap of over $100 billion, I think that MATIC 100% could go to $100 billion market cap for sure. I think this is easy a top 10 hold. I just think that overall, you know, just looking at their Twitter feed, really reading into the project, doing some research on it, anybody will be bullish on this project. Now, of course, it is a little bit hard to buy into now at these prices because it is fairly expensive in terms of what you could have been buying it at a month ago. So I wouldn't advise entering in right now. I mean, we had a great dip today to really enter in. So if anybody did enter, that's awesome. Congratulations, you're already up pretty much 100%, which is crazy. But for the most part, I do just want to say, you know, for me personally, I still think that MATIC could hit the $10 plus range. It's such an easy hold. I mean, honestly, long term, this project's going to be massive. But it is one of those, you know, it's one of those projects that just, you could see the innovation, you could see the utility behind it. It's just a solid project. So nothing really, I didn't expect anything less. That's why it's been one of those projects that I've been talking about so much on my Twitter. It's been a project that I talked about so much in my Discord as well, because it's just a massive, massive project to be in. And I still think that we're very early in terms of price discovery for it. I still think that we go much higher. And now, of course, if we do look at MATIC right now, let me go to, one second. So let me go to the Binance chart. Now, what I was mentioning is, you know, from February, we were at like 4 cents back in January. In the beginning of February, we were sitting at about 3 cents as well. So, you know, we're almost up 100x in terms of, you know, price point for MATIC. We almost hit the 100x point. So, you know, for me personally, I was expecting a little bit of a sell-off happening at that $3 range. We did get that a little bit at $2.80. But for the most part, we can't really tell if it was a major sell-off point or if it was, you know, Bitcoin, because Bitcoin did, like we said, correct hardcore. So to really know if we got a major sell-off from, you know, 100x gains, which I'm sure that we probably did, then, you know, it's hard to say. But I will say this, you know, 100x from 30 cents, I think that is 100% possible, just because I know what MATIC's trying to do. I know what the team's trying to do. If you guys don't know what they're trying to do, definitely watch my last video on it. But if they do become the first interoperable network that's fully live, then there's no reason why this asset will not go to $10+ to reach that $30 target. Now, of course, I'm not going to spread hopium, so I'm not going to say, hey, HODL until $30 or HODL until $10. I would definitely take some profit out at, you know, possibly like $1 plus. But of course, it's all, you know, safe, pretty much comfortable levels, I should say, for you. Because, you know, for me, yeah, I took a little bit of profit at about $2. I did sell just a little bit at $1 just to take a little bit of profit and flip into HBAR. But, you know, I'm still holding strong for the inevitable future. Taking profit should never be looked at as a bad thing because, you know, right now we are at $1.95. And if you guys are still holding and you didn't sell any, that's awesome. Congratulations, you know, for being, you know, a long-term hodler, I would say. But for the most part, you know, I think that we go much higher, 100%. And I don't think that $2.80 was the stopping point because this is a monster of a hold. It's doing things that a lot of assets aren't doing. Even if we look at the 1 hour here, pretty much I would say the impulse up from this dip down to $1 was so massive. I mean, I watched it pretty much live, and it built this candle up to that $2.30 range so quick. You could just tell how much support and how much traction this asset has. It's such a strong hold. Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely bullish on this project, and I've read so much about it. I did so much research on it. I definitely think that the team's capable of really outbeating DOT and Cosmos, and if they do, that's just going to be absolutely massive for price as well as for just overall, project and innovation. But nonetheless, guys, I just figured I would update you on MATIC. I do have some other updates coming here soon, including XRP and also Bitcoin Cash. But nonetheless, you guys already know, if you guys want more free knowledge, definitely join the Discord and also follow me on Twitter down in the description below. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and also turn notifications on. I'm always giving away free knowledge, going in depth on stuff like this. But nonetheless, this has been Nick. Hope that you guys have an amazing day and an amazing night. We're ranging really high here soon, and I think that we're pretty much starting alt season definitely now because we got that nice, pretty much deep correction, I would say. But nonetheless, this has been Nick. Peace out.